Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. And we start tonight tracking those two deadly wildfires in Spokane County that have burned a combined 20,000 acres tonight. Northwest of Mount Spokane, the Oregon Road Fire is burning more than 10,000 acres. It is 0% contained. There are level 3 go now evacuations in place for areas near Elk, Chattaroy, and parts of Pend Oreille County. On the other side of the county, the Gray Fire is burning more than 10,000 acres near Medical Lake right now. It is 10% contained tonight. Earlier this evening, law enforcement announced that some evacuations for the Gray Fire near Medical Lake have been downgraded. So take a look here. This is the latest evacuation map. You can see the area north of the fire is now in level 1 and south is in level 2. And that's where we find KREM 2's Janelle Finch, who is talking to some people in Medical Lake who are seeing their homes for the first time since Friday. And Janelle, what can you tell us?
Well, of the 5,000 people living in Medical Lake, Mayor Terry Cooper estimates about 4,000 were able to return to their homes here today. But the threat of danger isn't completely gone because the fire is still burning within city limits. Monday, some people in Medical Lake unloaded the same cars they packed with their essentials Friday. For most, it's been 4 days since they've last seen their homes. The return is bittersweet for John Higgins.
Felt pretty good knowing it's still standing, but you're still heartbroken for everybody else.
He says he feels for his neighbors devastated just a few streets away. Higgins is a softball coach in the school district and was previously mayor of Medical Lake. He says he knows too many in pain.
It's going to be a long road to recover.
A resident of more than 70 years, he knows while there is great loss in the community, there's also great support.
It's close-knit. People take care of each other.
With his home still standing, he says he will also be a resource for his friends and neighbors in need.
If you need something from somebody, don't hesitate to ask. People are here to help.
South of Campbell Street is still under level 3 evacuations. Spokane County Fire District 3 is urging people to not return to that area as the Gray Fire is still burning. The mayor also announced today that utilities are up and running, like power and water. People were able to access the grocery store for the first time today, as well as some of the in-city gas stations. But she is also urging people to stay away from where the fire is active, as crews are still working to contain and control that fire. Live in Medical Lake, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. We are learning more about the man who died in the Gray Fire. Tonight, we are talking with people who knew 86-year-old Carl Grube. Grube was one of the founders of the Jensen Memorial Youth Ranch. We went to the ranch today to hear from friends and family who say Grube had the biggest heart.
Carl had given me lambs, and I went, as soon as I got my check from the sale, I went to go pay him, and he told me, he's like, nope, he's like, I don't want your money.
While many in Medical Lake are deeply saddened by the loss, folks told KREM 2 today they are determined to continue his legacy at the youth ranch. Meanwhile, level 3 go now evacuation orders remain in place for the Oregon Road Fire burning near Elk. And tonight, many people are turning to a local church as a refuge. Now, Pastor Jose Ng and his church have transformed that center into a place for evacuees thanks to mostly donations.
We're going to go through them with us, and it's not just for a few days. We're open 24/7. For as long as it's going to take.
They are providing not only a shelter, but a one-stop shop for anything evacuees might have left behind or lost completely in the fire.
My husband and I personally have quite a few friends who have no home. Everything is gone. I mean, no house, no barn, no tractors. They got out with nothing. And so we're serving them. And that's the heart of it.
Well, the church is posting regularly on Facebook about what they need, and they have been overwhelmed with donations, but say the best thing you can do to help is to check out that page to know exactly what they are low on. Well, as these devastating fires continue to upend hundreds of lives, KREM Cares Help the Northwest is here to help. Earlier tonight, KREM Cares, along with KSPS, hosted a telethon fundraiser in partnership with the Red Cross. In just 3 hours and with the help of you at home, we were able to donate more than $120,000 to the local chapter of the American Red Cross. In case you missed the telethon, you can still donate right now. Just scan that QR code on the corner of your screen right there, or head to our website, krem.com, and you'll find a link to donate right there on the homepage. Well, the air quality is starting to improve throughout much of the area, but experts say when AQI levels get in the unhealthy, very unhealthy, or hazardous range, you should consider wearing a high-quality face mask when you go outside. In your home, make sure your windows are shut, doors are properly sealed, and make use of any air filters. And if you start having a scratchy throat, irritated eyes, or a cough, experts say you can turn to your local drugstore.
I think many of the over-the-counter allergy products are appropriate here. The people who are going to be at most risk of a serious complication are going to be elderly patients, very young patients, pregnant patients, and those who have chronic heart or lung conditions.
The city of Spokane has opened a safe air center where residents can escape the dangerous air. They will remain open at all Spokane Library locations through this Thursday. On that note, let's talk weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, I think tonight at around 7 o'clock was the first time I can remember in the last 3 or 4 days where I walked outside and looked up and actually saw the sky.
What's even weirder is you took a deep breath and went, oh, that's kind of clean air.
What's that? Fresh air? Nice.
Mark, you're not going to believe the AQI as we currently sit right now. It is low, real low. How about this one for you? 34. Literally
man.
34. Okay, so Tuesday, Wednesday, we likely see our air quality fluctuate. It's a pretty big story to get us there, but let's start with those air quality alerts. Those still remain in place. The reason we wind up seeing that air quality fluctuate is because of all the smoke that's butted up against the Cascades. Just a little bit to our west sits a ton of smoke. So notice tomorrow morning, we get a couple of scattered showers. You can see those working their way through. And underneath, if you could see the different layers we have here, underneath all of the smoke that pops up tomorrow winds up being a bunch of rain through much of the day tomorrow. That rain is going to push the smoke toward us and bring it down toward the ground. So we wind up seeing quite a bit of it. We wind up seeing a flood threat as well as that moisture moves in. Most of that rain stays in eastern Washington tomorrow. A narrow band has just been forming. It's a little convergence zone. So to the, say, east of this band, you have wind coming like that, and then this side you have wind coming like this, and that's creating those showers there right in the middle. Tomorrow, we see the rain start early in the morning and just continue through much of the day. I think tomorrow is the needed moisture we have all been waiting for across the inland Northwest. Wednesday, though, we dry back out and wind picks back up. We'll talk why it's not as big of a factor coming up.
Sounds good, Jeremy. We'll talk with you later in the broadcast. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Looking at other fires burning across the Northwest tonight. The Ridge Creek fire near Hayden Lake has grown to more than 4,000 acres. It is just 19% contained. The Kootenai County Office of Emergency Management has issued level 1 and 2 evacuations for areas near Hayden Lake tonight. More than 500 firefighters are now on scene, working around the clock to expand containment as that fire has burned close to 20 straight days. Meantime, in Canada, there is a provincial state of emergency in place for British Columbia. Around 30,000 people are under evacuation orders. There are more than 380 fires burning. The Crater Creek fire has crossed into Washington near Colville. The state of emergency means firefighters are being flown in from other countries. The use of hotels is being restricted for non-essential use, and people are being asked to limit their travel. President Joe Biden and the First Lady are on Maui tonight, surveying the damage and visiting with survivors of the country's deadliest wildfire in more than a century. Tonight, nearly 8,000 people are still missing as the president participated in a blessing ceremony with Lahaina elders.
We're going to get it done for you, but get it done the way you want it done.
Flames engulfed Lahaina almost 2 weeks ago, leveling about 80% of the historic town, leaving behind nothing but ash and rubble in many cases. The Biden administration says it plans to continue to bring in resources to support the needs of the people and be there for Maui as long as it takes. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them straight to your phone.